Do we need makeup?
Good morning.
Morning.
Do you hear what I hear?
I hear bacon sizzling.
Sizzling bacon this morning in the tent. Let's see. It's pretty gray.
It's pretty miserable.
Miserable day out there, but it doesn't matter when you're on the inside. This is it. This is how we smooth it, honey.
This is smoothing it. A little warm in here for me.
We're cooking on top of the wood stove this morning. Got some bacon. Holy cow. Yeah, when I was laying down, it wasn't so bad. We got the door open. We can open it a little bit further if you want. I gotta say that bringing in all those wet sticks last night were a great idea. A lot of that is much drier than it was when we found it.
Because it's 10,000 degrees inside the tent.
Because it's 10,000 degrees inside the tent. Daryl does not like it hot. I, however, like the heat. So, happy wife, happy life. Yes, Penny for your thoughts?
I completely agree.
There we are. So it's 10,000 degrees in the tent.
This is smoothing it.
Oh, yes.
This is smoothing it.
Tell me when. Oh, that smells amazing. Why does a cup of coffee or a cup of tea taste better in the woods? Daryl's gone to get some more wood for tonight. We're down to this. Certainly not going to last us to keep the chill off for today and into the night tonight. So I'm going to process this stuff down into smalls and mediums, separate it out and store it away underneath the bunk here. And then we'll be able to throw the wet stuff that he's pulling into camp in the corner there to dry out throughout the day. So that's my plan. And always keep a pot of water on. Always. Just dropped a Tetley tea bag in there. And we'll have some hot tea as we get our daily chores done. That was a nice little pile of dry smalls and medium sticks. Daryl just came back with a big old pile of pretty, at least wet on the outside wood. So we're going to stack that up now and let it dry out for tonight. What?
Do we need makeup?
I need makeup to cover my fat lip.
Did something happen to your lip?
Did I tell you?
No.
Well, no. I've told you, honey, several times.
Oh, it's all isn't.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to know what's in your pack.
We're going to play Junk on the Bunk.
That's it.
Junk on the Bunk.
Junk on the bunk. Let's hear it.
Okay. So we are, of the 10C's, we are inside of one of our cover elements, our 10x10 can book. And we have for backup on rainy weather, we also have a 10x10 sill nylon tarp. We can pitch outdoors if we want to get out of the tent. So that has all of our tent pegs, cordage, fully self-contained unit that we can pitch, we can fly, got all kinds of options. So our ridge line is in there, ready to go.
And we have done that in bear country.
Yes, tarp tent, we've done this. And we're going to do a video on some configurations for that. So that's our cover element. And then for cutting tools down here, I always carry a Laplander. The Silky, I'm hearing all kinds of rave things about it, but I've been sticking to the Laplander, hasn't done me wrong. And then we have a LT Wright Legume for another cutting tool. And we have there's an axe here somewhere, a small forest axe, and a 21-inch boreal folding saw. That's for our cutting tools. I think there might be a, oh, there's a Leatherman on my side.
There's no shortage of cutting tools.
No, this is a Leatherman Surge, Father's Day gift last year. And I think I've got I think there might be a code 4 in my pocket as well. There's no shortage of cutting tools. What they say, 1 is none, 2 is 1, or 2 is 1, 1 is none. Well, I've got about 15. So then for combustion, there's a ferro rod here, another 6-inch ferro rod. So I have a ferro rod, you have at least 2 ferro rods we've counted.
I do, one's attached to my knife.
Yep. And on this one we also have more Gorilla duct tape, which acts as a handle, and Gorilla duct tape is combustible, will take a spark. We got a video on that coming up as well. And then in this little can, this is my flint and steel kit along with a couple other odds and ends. So we have a carbon steel striker in here, which also doubles as a bearing block for a bow drill. And then I've got 3 or 4 pieces of flint down here, and then way down bottom is a Fresnel lens. So, and there's normally a lighter in here. So in this little box, there's a couple of ways of starting fire. And then I've also got one little fishing lure, and way down on the bottom, we have 4 or 5 different kinds of sail needles. So canvas needles. So that's another C, canvas needles. So then there's also 3 or 4 different Bic lighters, which are usually in my pockets. So here's a Bic lighter with a little bit of duct tape onto it, and again a little string and a Zippo. I seldom carry Zippos because they dry out on me, but I filled that one up yesterday. So that's for combustion. And then cordage, some orange and black paracord. I really like the orange stuff, and I think there's even some this is highly reflective stuff. I've always been meaning to put all the guidelines on the tent to make those reflective. We've never gotten around to it. So there's a ton of reflective cordage, and then we've got like I said, some orange cordage and some black cordage, and then our main ridge line is down here. See if I can pull out our ridge line. Here's our main ridge line, and we've got a couple carabiners on here, and there's a couple of prusik loops on here with a couple of snake eyes carabiners ready to go, quick deploy, so we can have a ridge line up in a couple seconds. So that's here. And then down here there should also be, this is some number 36 bank line. So depends on how much crafting I plan on do, depends on how much line I carry. And then we have another bag down here. Obviously we hastily packed, but there's some more little small rolls. Small pieces. Oh look, here's another roll of, I think that's number 8 bank line, I think. Some more reflective cordage. Again, just small little scraps of cordage, odds and ends, pieces. I think these might be the rolls I took to Ohio. We were only allowed 100 feet or something, so I spooled that off. Anyway, there's some more reflective cordage there. I don't normally carry this, but there's a...
What?
Okay, you try making cordage. So this is, I planned on doing some videos on cordage, so that's why we're packing a little bit heavy. And I think down here somewhere, I thought I had some mule tape, but I can't find it right now. So that's for cordage. containers, we have, so my main containers, I've got the Pathfinder stainless steel wide mouth bottle. I think this was one of the original designs.
It has seen better days.
This thing has seen some action. We've got that, and then we have the Pathfinder bush pot over here right now. She's full of water, getting ready to warm up. That thing has seen some better days. It's not meant to be black, so that's some. She's seen some love. So that's 2 containers there. So we can boil water, we can make char, we can make tea, concoctions, decoctions, cook, do all of that in those. And then in here, then another stainless steel container that has some medicinal, only medicinal alcohol, which is good for disinfecting cuts, scrapes, bruises. If you put some of this on your lip, it'll take away the pain. So that's for containers. And then we've got for cotton, we have there's one schmog here. There's another schmog. So these are great for, obviously, for wearing as scarves if you get cold. You can use them if you fold them up, kind of like this kind of thing. Then you can use them as a tourniquet. So if you want to do something like this. So if you do something like this, then you can have a bandage. And then if you want, then you can really kind of torque it down and make a tourniquet out of it. Let's see what else we can do. We can, if you had a couple items, let's say we can put our saw on here and some cordage and our fire kit, throw that in there, and then you can wrap this up. Wrap this up real quick and then tie it around my waist in a butt pack or a fanny pack situation. You could obviously use it as a sling. So if I had want to mobilize my arm or demobilize my arm, I could use it as a sling. Worst case, if I had to char this, that I could tear it up and char it for some char cloth. I can use it as a filter to help pre-filter my water. It wouldn't take out the pathogens, but it would certainly take out some of the dirt. Like I said, you can wear it as a headscarf, so wrap it around my head. I can use it as camouflage. So there's, again, we talked about doing a video on the uses of a schmog, because there are certainly lots of them. So that's for cotton. And then for cargo tape, and again, don't make fun of me.
I would never.
Yes, you do.
You're passionate about your 10C's.
So we've got some always Gorilla. So this stuff is flammable. It'll take a spark if you tear it up small enough. So we got a roll of 2-inch here and a roll of 1-inch. And I'm pretty sure I found another roll of 1-inch here somewhere. So again, I've got a video coming out where I take this stuff, I fold it in half, just a little teaser. If you kind of fold it in half, and then you can start to do a reverse 2-ply wrap on this to turn duct tape into cordage. So I've got a video coming out on that. But again, you can use this stuff for fire making, repairs, sutures, for wound care. Again, if you can wrap it around like a bandage, or you can actually use it to kind of tape a wound closed. Again, 1,001 uses for duct tape, for crafting, those kinds of things. I've got a video I just released on making a container out of some duct tape. So lots of uses for that. Compass. Here's a small little compass that just fits on a watch. This is a Sunto So not the kind of thing that you want to take orienteering, but it's good enough to give you just kind of directionality. So this just usually sits on my bag down here. Now, I don't always carry a compass, but I do have a Silva is my compass that I usually do have. Canvas needles, just went over a few minutes ago. There's a selection of canvas needles down here. So these are great for doing, obviously, for sewing back, repairing needle or repairing clothing. You can also use this. It's heavy enough that you can drill through leather if you had to. You could magnetize it to make an impromptu compass out of it. So I keep a couple of different styles in here. Depends on kind of repairs that I need to do. But there's some big ones, some long ones, some wide ones, some different shapes in here. And I do love a nice small container. Again, also another container that I can make char out of if I had to. It does go in the fire, fireproof. And then for candling devices, I have my Woobin, not sponsored. So this is, obviously it's a flashlight. I can put it on my shirt, hook it on here. I can put it on my hat. Right now we're just using it a magnet to stick onto the flue of the stove. It does have a headlamp so that I can put it on my hat up here. And then it's got a couple of different modes for doing turbo mode, strobe mode. The only thing I think this doesn't have is a red light. So you want to have a red light for doing night navigation. And other than that, this thing does everything that I want it to. Got a moonlight mode, a medium mode, and a high mode, and a turbo mode. So she's got it all covered. I think that's all the 10C's. Come for dildo.
Come for dildo. Really? Did you just say that?